Hi, this is the video lesson for our Writing 1 class today. So we're going to talk about interrupters. So interrupters do just exactly what they sound like. They interrupt a clause in a sentence. They interrupt a main clause, or they might interrupt a subordinate clause by coming in the middle, right? Or not always in the middle, but they are there. They interrupt the clause. Lots of different structures can interrupt clauses. We've talked about some of them before. We've talked about appositives and we've talked about relative clauses, both of which are types of interrupters. We want to look at some different kinds of interrupters today, although we may have some appositives in here, but I didn't include any relative clauses. There are other videos if you want to watch on appositives and on relative clauses. So those are related to what we're doing today. All right, so different kinds of structures can serve as interrupters in sentences. Single words, phrases, or even clauses might act as interrupters. Maybe not. I'm not sure. We'll see. But definitely single words and phrases. All right, so look at your handout. We've got some examples on here. The first one says, it was clear, however, that the cat had left the room. Do you see the word however? I put in italics. It kind of interrupts the main clause, or it comes in between the two main clauses and interrupts the sentence. It was clear, however, that the cat had left the room. Well, number 2 says, well, you probably won't have to go. So well comes at the beginning, but do you hear that we pause around it? Well, you probably won't have to go. It was clear, however, that the cat had left the room. So often with interrupters, certain kinds of interrupters, we pause before and after we say them in the sentence. Those are examples of single word interrupters. Look at the number 3. Here are some examples of phrases that are interrupters. The car was, as a matter of fact, very, very old. So as a matter of fact is a phrase. Remember, a phrase is a group of words without a subject and predicate. It interrupts the main clause there. The cabin we stayed in was horrible. The weather, on the other hand, was perfect. So on the other hand is a phrase that interrupts the clause there. His best friend, an airline pilot, came to the party with him. So this is an example of an appositive being an interrupter. We've talked about appositives before. The manager's wife, Anita, called him during the meeting. Anita is an appositive here and is an interrupter. Number 7, Elizabeth, a lovely but very mean girl, was scheduled to arrive at the party, it should say, later. So a lovely but very mean girl is a phrase that interrupts the sentence here, interrupts the main clause. Number 8, the bicyclist whizzing past me did not see the pedestrian and almost hit him. So whizzing past me is an interrupter in that sentence, a phrase. The dog, ignoring the cat, yawned loudly and lay down. So ignoring the cat is a phrase that is an interrupter here. And it was already too late, to be honest, for us to sign up for the event. To be honest is a phrase that interrupts that sentence. Now, why should we care about interrupters? It's because there's a comma rule that's associated with interrupters. So here's the rule here. So if the interrupter, if the word or the phrase that is the interrupter, if it is essential, if it's necessary, if it's needed for the sentence to be clear and say what it needs to say, then we don't put any commas around it. No commas. But if it's extra, if it's not essential, we do surround it with commas. So if it's needed, no commas. If it's extra, yes, we separate it from the rest of the sentence with with commas. All right, so here's an example to show us the difference. My dog, Randy, ate my homework. Well, what if I have 3 dogs? If I just say my dog ate my homework, we won't know which one did it. So we need the word Randy there to tell us which dog, right? So my dog, Randy, ate my homework. Randy is is an appositive in this sentence because Randy is the dog is Randy. So it's an interrupter and it's necessary. Otherwise, we don't know which dog. So since it's necessary, it's essential, it's needed, it's necessary, we don't put any commas around it. But what if I only have one dog and I say, my dog, Randy, ate my homework? Well, this is just extra information, isn't it? If I only have one dog, I can say my dog ate my homework. And I don't have to say what his name is. So here it's extra information. It's not essential, not needed. So since it's not essential, since it's extra, we're going to surround it by commas. Okay? All right, so let's do some practice here and see what we can see. I'm going to end this video here and we'll come back and do some practice. All right.